Welcome back to Neek's Short Horrors. Today's story is The Quiet Building. When Sarah and Jake moved into Blackwood Towers, they were thrilled to find such a beautiful apartment for such a low price. The towering brick building had a certain old-world charm, and aside from a few flickering lights and an occasional creaky floorboard, it seemed perfect. The landlord, an elderly man with sunken eyes, handed over the keys with a tight smile. "Just remember," he said, "keep to yourselves." At first, Sarah and Jake found the tenants odd. No one ever greeted them in the halls. They moved silently, shuffling in and out of their apartments at strange hours. The old man in 4C, Mr. Caldwell, would stand in the hallway for hours, facing the wall, whispering softly to himself. The woman in 6A, dressed in a faded nightgown, would open her door just enough to peek out whenever they passed by, her wide eyes following their every move. One night, as Sarah took out the trash, she noticed something strange. The hallway seemed longer. The doors stretched on, endless and repeating, and the further she walked, the darker it became. When she turned to go back, her apartment door wasn't where she left it, and from the shadows at the end of the hall, she heard breathing. When she finally stumbled back inside, Jake dismissed it as a trick of the mind, but Sarah wasn't so sure. Then came the noises. At night, they would hear soft tapping on their walls, slow, deliberate. Sometimes it was above them, sometimes below, always in a strange rhythm that never quite made sense. One evening, Jake put his ear to the wall and froze. "They're whispering," he said, his face pale. "They're whispering our names." Soon, Sarah began noticing other things. Their reflection in the building's antique mirrors didn't quite match their movements. In the elevator, the buttons would light up on their own, taking them to floors that didn't exist. And sometimes, in the dead of night, they heard footsteps outside their door, stopping just outside, waiting. One night, Sarah woke up to find Jake standing at the bedroom window, staring out into the dark courtyard below. "They're all out there," he whispered, his voice distant. "They're waiting for us." The next morning, Sarah packed their bags. They had to leave. But when they rushed downstairs, the front door of the building wouldn't open. The knob wouldn't turn. The deadbolt wouldn't budge. The lobby stretched on endlessly, looping back on itself. From behind them, a voice spoke softly. "You should have kept to yourselves." They turned to see the tenants, all of them, standing in the hallways, watching with hollow eyes and silent smiles. Sarah screamed. No one ever saw them leave Blackwood Towers. Their apartment was rented again a month later, and the new tenants never mentioned the couple who came before them. But sometimes, late at night, the tenants could hear faint whispers through the walls, calling for help. Thank you for listening. Please leave a like and also subscribe and/or follow for more stories. New stories released every Friday. Until next time, stay spooky.